Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. For those of you that don't know, my name is JP, but I think a lot of you know who we are and who I am. I'm the head coach here of the boys soccer team. Good evening and welcome to our awards show, as Mr. Fernandez said. As you've already seen, we have a very special night planned for you. Because this is a special team, this is a special program, and we wanted to invite all of you to be a part of things here with us tonight. And we want to start tonight by recognizing our junior varsity team. Now these young guys, and they are young, right? Most of the time they're 7th and 8th grade in our program if you're on JV. These young guys are the future of our program. And these players are true grinders, and you say, well, what makes them grinders? Well, most of the things we do are not focused on winning. And most of the things we do with them are not fun, to be honest. It's all about getting them ready so that in a couple of years they will be ready to play on the varsity team. And they also serve a number of duties on varsity matches that I don't want to go unnoticed. And I want to make sure they get thanked for tonight. On most varsity matches, especially home matches, and this year we had a lot of home matches, you will find Isaac Moreno, Urban B. Gomez, Keegan Nedestead, and Henry Nordgren behind a camera. And most of the stuff that you're going to see here tonight are their work plus Alex, who's doing his thing tonight again. And so those are not fun jobs to stare through an entire game, to watch an entire section final through a screen this big with the notion that you've got to stare at it the whole time, and coach might yell at you if it doesn't turn out too good. And the rest of the guys on the team, especially at home games, are ball boys. And this is like the most thankless job there is. A lot of times people don't want to do it because it's not super fun, but as all the varsity guys know, good ball boys make the difference between us keeping our foot on the gas and keeping with the game plan and not. And if you have watched episode 5, you'll see Macho going crazy on a East Grand Forks ball boy for being a little bit slow. And so we love fast ball boys, we love guys who do their jobs, and our JV players do that job. And so we want to recognize that as well tonight. But it's time for them to have some attention under these bright lights. So I'm going to call them off, and when we call you, you guys all can just come up now. So here we go. Ivan Franco, Irvin Villagomez, Henry Norgren, Brendan Hansen, Abdurrahman Aden, Keegan Nedstead, Jarrell Chavez, Abdulkani Aden, Isaac Moreno, Andrew Martinez, Khalid Bixi, Abdi Nasser Omar, and Abdullahi Mohamud. You guys can come on up and give them a hand. This year we have 2 JV MVPs, and you're gonna, like, the 2 names I'm gonna call are guys who are not just up here, and you're gonna be like, what? But a lot of the members of our varsity team, if they don't play much on varsity, they also see a lot of time on JV. And so this year we have 2 co-MVPs on the JV squad. Now, Noe Moreno was the clear favorite just by watching our games and seeing how he helped control things for the team. He distributed the ball every match in the midfield, and he was a constant pillar of what was going on our squad. But sometimes it is also hard to determine what an MVP looks like on a developmental team. And especially when we're looking at a team where success might not equate to winning and losing. But this year, our second JV MVP was really recognized as the MVP when he wasn't there. And when Subir Farah was unable to play for about 2 weeks, the defense and quite honestly the whole JV team struggled to stay connected, struggled to stay organized, and really struggled in their quality. And immediately upon his return, his voice was very evident on the field, and you could hear him directing everything. And so this year's JV MVPs are Noe Moreno and Subir Farah. Come on, please.
I moved Jesus into the half space right here, and I told Sadiq, yeah, these two, no, I'm saying, what happened? I said, Sadiq, these 2 guys got it.
What are you doing? Touch it! You gotta get up there, touch it!
Go back, go back. I got it. Hey, what's that? Come on, guys, stop watching it. Stop wasting time.
Yo, hit me! I'm behind! Hit me! Let's go, let's go!
I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah? Come on.
This year's varsity players and letter winners, come on up when I call your name, guys. Daniel Diaz, Sadiq Farah, Sebastian Rosillas, Abdul Ahmed, Sebastian Centeno, Hamsi Mohammed, Lito Pedroza, Daniel Urbano, Muhammad Ahmed, you guys can start coming up, it'll save the awkwardness later. Joshua Urbano, Jose Zatino Lopez, Noah Moreno, Jesus Moreno, Yair Diaz, Mohamed Mahmoud, Hamza Ishoa, Suhaib Farah, Subir Farah, Abraham Gonzalez, Abdurrahman Warsami, Arturo Zavala, and Abdurrahman Khalif.
This summer, 3 days a week, players had the opportunity to come and work on their skills in a structured setting. Each practice session involved the competition at the end, and points were awarded to each player based on how their team competed. Throughout the summer, the points were tallied, and the champion competitors of 2021 were Abdul Ahmed and Lico Pedrosa. But tonight, we recognize the top 10 summer performers.
You guys can't see this, but it's really entertaining for me to watch Mr. Johnson, who's working up in the booth, run back and forth between the light booth and the sound area. So just keep that in mind. Every time a video stops and the lights come up, he's sprinting back and forth. So our summer competitors, top summer competitors, you heard Abdul and Lico were our champions, and the remaining 8, or the next 8 were, so Abdul and Lico, you can start making your way up there. Yeah. We follow the word competitiveness, right? That's how you get winning teams. The remaining guys were Subir Farah, Sadiq Farah, Arturo Zavala, Daniel Urbano, Jose Zatino Lopez, Warsami, Yair, and Abdurrahman Khalif. Come on up, guys. And now we get to hear some more singing from Mr. Fernandez.
Yo no sé quién tú eres, solo sé que eres tú. Única entre las mujeres, tú estás a otro nivel, en otra liga. Yo me quedo corto con lo que te diga. Por eso sin perder el tiempo me voy a arriesgar. Y cara a cara yo te quiero confesar que yo estoy pa' ti, sí, sí, estoy pa' ti. Desde aquel instante en que te vi, yo me convencí, te quiero pa' mí. Te quiero pa' mí, te quiero pa' mí. Te quiero pa' mí, te quiero pa' mí. Yo quiero tenerte, mami, a solas, como criminal me descontrola. Vente conmigo y que pase las horas, contigo me quiero envolver.
Good leadership in any setting is difficult to find, but they are especially important in teams, where leaders must be allowed to lead but humble enough to come beside any player. They must be servants and motivators at the same time. In this team, for the past 2 years, 2 leaders have driven the team forward through tough situations and difficult moments, and ultimately to championship games.
Hey, right now is the time where we have to flip it. They think that we're gonna go against each other, but no, we're not gonna do that. Let's build right now.
Yeah.
It's okay to build.
Okay, boys. The intention to press was right. You guys can stay on.
I'm just standing feet.
Hey, we're playing way better than them.
They're gonna try and round us up right here.
You guys gotta listen.
Let it go. Just play. Let the goals go in. Let them look at the scoreboard.
Come on out. Have
This year's captains were Oscar, Lico Pedroza, and little Sebastian Centeno. Come on, guys.
One year ago, Yair Diaz couldn't even get into the JV starting lineup, but over the summer a spark was lit that continued to grow. Top pressing and quality finishing found Yair more and more time in big games, and ultimately, he is your most improved player of 2021.
Yair Diaz, most improved player, come on up. In case you're wondering what they're getting tonight, this year's shirt looks like this. It says family member, we are from Pelican, it's got the crest on the sleeve, so. And eventually these will be for sale to the public as well.
Marcelo Bielsa, JP's coaching hero, has said there are 60 opportunities to score in a match, that roughly every 90 seconds, play breaks down and restarts and the march towards scoring begins again. However, in East Grand Forks, the boys put together perhaps the greatest team goal in PRHS soccer history, when 5 players combined to create full field magic in just 17 seconds. The goal of the year goes to Sadiq Farah, Jesus Moreno, Lico Pedroza, Sebastian Centeno, and Yair Diaz.
Come on up, you 5. Sadiq, Jesus, Lico, Sebastian Centeno, and Yair. There you go, the goal of the year, these 5. Now, our next award is called the Coaches Award. And we give this one each year to somebody who probably isn't in the spotlight. Usually these players are behind the scenes working incredibly hard, but they aren't doing the super flashy things. They're not necessarily scoring a lot of goals. And especially 2 years ago when Abi Khalif got it for us, he wasn't even playing very much. But this player usually signifies what being a really good teammate means, and ultimately the team can't be successful without them. And so here's this year's Coach's Award.
For a season and a half, Hamza Ishawa had ridden the roller coaster. Inconsistent playing time, sporadic goal scoring, and the occasional rush of blood to the head.
And then up top we're normal, and then on the back we're Khalif, Josh, Rico, and Hamza Ishawa. He's debut it right back for us. Okay?
But when COVID and injuries hit the team, squad rotation was needed and Hamza stepped into a new role without question. There, he solidified himself as not only one of the top defenders on the team, but he became one of the biggest influencers on the field each night.
Coach Johnson and I were talking before this while we were watching the videos play, that the way Hamza defends is how we teach it. And so for years to come, Hamza, we will show people how to play 1v1 defense with videos of you.
He spent 3 seasons playing defensive midfield and then last year was forced into the center back role on the team. But this year, Sebastián Centeno was given tremendous freedom when he was moved to the number 10. He didn't waste this opportunity as he obliterated the record for goals and assists in a single season, finishing the year with 23 goals and 15 assists. This year's Golden Boot and Team MVP is Sebastián Centeno.
This time we want to recognize our all-conference, and it's fun to say this, our all-state players from this year's team. So each year, our team's finish in the conference determines how many all-conference players we receive. And this year we finished second, so we get 4 automatic selections. And then each team is given 2 additional players they can throw into the pool that all the conference coaches vote on. And the top 2 vote getters get to go to the all-conference team as well. So this year we had 4 automatics, and then we had 1 additional selection voted in by the coaches in the conference. This year's all-conference players from the Pelican Rapids Vikings were Josh Urbano, Jesus Marino, Sebastian Centeno, Muhammad Ahmed, and voted in by the coaches, Sebastian Rosillas. Come on up, guys. Now, one of the many benefits of being in the conference, aside from going for a conference championship, is that it is, in soccer, the pathway for all-state selection. And it allows a path for our guys to be chosen. And what happens is players are nominated by their coaches, in this case me, And then the conference coaches rank the players that are submitted for All-State. And the rankings are then taken to the state level where some section representatives battle it out for like 8 hours, apparently, in an office room, based on the merits of the players given by their coaches. So last year, Kadar Ibrahim was the first player in our program's history to be chosen for first team All-State honors. And Kadar's here, so stand up, Kadar, and we're going to clap for you in a second. Kadar, you were the first. You were the first one from Pelican to do this, and you showed the rest of our team that it's possible to be really good on a high level at the state level. So this year we got 2 players down to the banquet, and these guys already got their awards at the banquet, but I'm going to have them stand up. Sebastian Centeno was selected to the first team, and Muhammad Ahmed was selected to the second team. So let's give all 3 of those guys, Muhammad, Kadar, and Sebastian, a hand. In the summer of 2016, you guys remember that? Summer of 2016. 6 of you began a journey with organized soccer for your first time. And you were all small except for Big Seabass. That's why we called him Big Seabass. And a few of you were incredibly distracted by the older girls that were on the team. Yeah, so that was going on. And you were quick to wonder if I, the person Mr. Nelson had hired, if I had mistakenly been hired. Because I was the new coach and I seemed to not know anything about soccer, and I just made you guys run a lot. And I definitely found a picture the other day of you guys running up the church hill. So, yeah, good memories, right? Good, you were really fit. But despite all that running the first year, you guys came back, and a few of you joined Big Seabass on the varsity level, and you started making memories, and in that second year, Sue Haig would join the group. And every year you got better, and we got better, including myself, and you helped us move the program forward. And then last year, Hamza entered the fray as well, and he gave us 8 of you coming into this year. Now, normally people, if you say like, that person's the OG, you're like, what's the OG? Original gangster, meaning the first person, right? You guys know, but not everybody here do. So, usually if you call somebody that, people will roll their eyes and be like, are you serious? But you guys are that for our program. You're the originals who have made it all the way through. And you've helped form this program into what it is. 3 wins in year 1, right, Seabass? That wasn't real fun, right? And the last 2 years we've made it to the section final, right? You've carved a path for everybody going forward that what needs to come next. And last year you showed everyone in our community what it looks like to unite a community during a pandemic, when you were the only show in town for about 2 months. I'm extremely proud to have coached you guys these past 6 years, and I am personally grateful. I am personally grateful for your help last year, guys, when you literally helped save my life. Tonight, along with the team and the coaching staff and the school and the greater soccer family, I just want to say thank you to you guys. And thank you for giving me the chance to coach you and for the chance to be together the last 6 years. And we've got something for you. So all 8 of you seniors, come on up. These are our seniors. Give them a round of applause. All right, in 2019, we started giving out something called the Extended Family Award. And this award is given to people who, while not direct members of the team, usually not actual family within the team, they are making a significant impact on our team. And this year, as the season progressed, it became clear who this season's extended family members were. I would hear the guys talk about just certain fans that were there on a regular basis or all the time. I would hear them talk about how supportive these people were, and it became clear without me having to choose, they had kind of chosen them for us. So, though never a member of this team, Obet Franco was at nearly every single game this year. One of the first people sitting in the stands anytime we had a home game, and was the first one. I was just corrected by Lico. Lico's a good corrector. Abdul, did you hear what he said? He said he was usually there before you were. Obet was one of our top supporters this year. Now, our second extended family member couldn't be here tonight, but I'm going to tell you about him anyway. And Shine, also known as Saeed Suleiman, but nobody calls him that, everybody calls him Shine. Shine captured our imaginations in a different way than just sitting in the stands before everybody got there. As the rain lashed down on us at Alexandria, it was pouring, right? A lot of guys just shook their heads down here. Terrible night. 3 people could be seen huddled up next to the press box in t-shirts as the rain beat on us for like 4 hours. And Shine had brought 2 of his friends to the match to support the team. No connection to the team other than they just simply liked being fans of what was going on with our program. And they stood in the rain and cheered on the team all season. When it was cold before the quarterfinals, it was Shine who produced a hot cup of tea for me right before kickoff. And it was Shine who called me over right before kickoff of the section final. And he told me, Mr. Peter, I don't care if we win. I just love this team. I just wanted to get to another final, Mr. Peter, and you did that, so just go have fun. Those are real fans, right? So, Obet, come on up. I know you're here, and we want to recognize and thank you for being an extended family member this year. Put your hands together for Obet. Winter of 2020, so this would have been like January of 2020, I had watched a number of soccer documentaries on professional teams, and I thought if we could somehow capture what was going on here, that our team wasn't so special, but our community is. And the people connected with our team, that are part of our community, make this an incredible place to be. And so I started to try and figure out how could we do this. We also had an Instagram account for the team at the time that was kind of lagging in its quality. And so in August of 2020, I put out an ad on the Instagram page asking students in our school, hey, if you're artistic and you want to come be a part of something, shoot me a message. And Alex Ramirez responded and said, hey, I'm kind of interested in this. And I was excited because I had had him as a student. I knew he was super creative, but I did not understand the depth of his creativity or what you could possibly do with an iPhone at that point. First day of practice, he sent me a picture of Lico. It's the picture with Lico's foot on the ball and everything's like super depth of field. He shot this on an iPhone and edited it in an app. And he's like, yeah, this is like kind of what I do. And my jaw hit the floor and I thought, we've got something amazing here. He filmed and he shot photos all season long, and at the end his footage was the mainstay of the first season of We Are From Pelican, the documentary. And I said first season because we're working on a second season right now that probably will be coming out in the summer. This year he again spent his time shooting, filming, editing, all with a much better camera. And his work is amazing, as you've seen a lot of it tonight. If you don't follow our team Instagram page, you should, because you're missing out on his work. And tonight, I really wanted to make sure that he receives some recognition that he deserves for his work. All the praise for the documentary, all the front page stories on things like the Fargo Forum and the podcast that I was able to go on and talk to about the documentary because of him and the work that he did. So tonight, we recognize Alex Ramirez for his role as a community influencer and a content creator. Come on up here, Alex. We have one more award to hand out tonight. It's not even an award. But last year, the pandemic took a lot of things from us. And some of those things were really serious, like life of loved ones. And some of the things that were lost were a lot less serious, but they were still jarring to our routines and our movements through life. And it is felt at times like this year we are trying to undo everything that 2020 threw at us. And obviously the people that we have lost, we can't bring them back. It's just reality. But some of the small things, some of the more trivial things, we can find ways to work through. And for 3 young men, we're going to do that right now. King Kadar Ibrahim, Abdurrahman Macho Saeed, and Talo, whose real name is Jaime Zaval Franco, all had exceptional senior years last season. They also led a team with the most wins in program history. Kadar set the all-time career record for goals scored with 28 and then became the school's first ever all-state selection, as I said earlier. And we can't forget about Jaime's tremendous thunderbolt against Alexandria that got us to the semifinal last year. But these guys didn't get to celebrate anything that we've done tonight with an awards program. There was no applause, there was no recognition, because COVID wouldn't allow us to do it. So tonight, I invited them here to be recognized for what we couldn't do last year. So please put your hands together for King, Macho, and Talo. Come on up, guys. Finally, as we close out, don't worry, we're going to hear Mr. Fernandez one more time. Okay. But as we close out, I want to thank you, whoever you are. Whoever is here tonight, I want to thank you, whether you're a player or a parent or a community member or a school board member or whoever you are. At some point over the last 6 years, you believed in what we are doing and you got involved in some way. And in doing so, you made this place a little better and a lot more special. I want to start by thanking Mr. Nelson, of course, our athletic director, whose continued unwavering support to this program helps propel us forward. And parents, I want to thank you, especially the parents of our seniors, because you trusted me. You trusted me 6 years ago when I had no idea what I was doing. And you never came and yelled at me, and you never came and complained to me. You just let me do my job and figure it out with your kids. But you've trusted us as a coaching staff and a school, and finally players. I want to thank you for letting us work with you and for pouring so much into 10 weeks this fall for us. You all have all of you, a unique and special place in this community. Now, I'm going to tell you a really quick story that outside of the team, I don't think too many people have heard. When we were about to kick penalties to decide the section championship, we were gathered up as a team. And I was about to address them on what needed to happen. And Lico, I told that he's good at interjecting when he's got important stuff. You saw it in the one video when I said, we're playing the best team, and he said, the second best team. Okay? Section championship, we're about ready to kick penalties. I'm going to address the team. He interjects, and little Seabass along with him. This is what good leadership looks like, guys. They stopped me, and they looked at the whole team, and they said, no matter what happens here next, we all still love each other. That's truth, right? The penalty shootout didn't ultimately end up in our favor, but what we did have after it was all done is each other. We had each other. Championships are nice, but they fade, and they fade really quickly, trust me. But we have each other. We have love, and we have love for one another, and that is enough. And that is why we call this, all of you, family. So whether you're a player or a parent or a member of the coaching staff or someone in the community, we have each other. And within that circle, you are loved. These guys taught me not to fight through life alone last year. Remember, all of you, that you're not alone. Seniors, when you go off to college, don't forget you're not alone. We always have each other, which means you're in the family for life. Remember, everybody here, you're not alone, and you are a part of the Viking soccer family, and you are loved. Thank you so much for an amazing year, and thank you for coming tonight. Mr. Fernandez, close us out with a final song, please.
One sec, I asked Mr. Johnson not to play the song because I wanted to say something. Well, first of all, I wanted to thank you guys for the season you guys had, all the effort you put in. And this year I had the privilege to help out a lot, and it was a pleasure and a privilege to have helped out. And I hope you guys keep on playing. I love playing with you guys. You guys know I always try to show up to indoor or play outdoor. I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you for making this year, because it was from like June to now. Special for me. I really love the game, and I love all the things that you accomplished this year. So just wanted to ask the parents, everybody here, to give a round of applause for the boys. And we'll get the show closed out.
Morena, me vuelve loco cuando mueve esa cadera. No baila lento, luego acelera. Bájate al piso, que bandolera. Ay, tú le metes como